Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Kayleen, and today we'll be stretching and having a bit of a chat on confidence, because I know how hard it can be to be confident as a dancer, or even if you're not a dancer, to just be confident as a person. And I know I have a video on this already, but I thought it would be nice to incorporate some tips and tricks that I've used to become more confident within a stretching routine, just because I know sometimes stretching gets boring and sometimes it can be nice to have something to shake it up a little bit. So I actually want you to go ahead and start sitting down, and I'm going to sit crisscross. You can sit however you want. Just close your eyes for a second and take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take another deep breath in. Think about why you decided to stretch today and breathe out. Take a deep breath in and just be proud of yourself that you decided to do this today. Breathe out. And now you can start moving your head around a little bit, your neck. I'm going to move my head side to side. You can also move it up and down really nice and slowly. I want to get into this stretch super slowly and feel really grounded within our bodies. I think it's really important to be confident, to be sort of in touch with your body, I guess, and to have more moments of stillness like this, where you're kind of alone with your thoughts. So keep on moving your head and neck as you need to. I'm going to start rolling my head down towards my belly button and then rolling all the way back up. So I'm starting to warm up just the top part of my spine and my neck. So you can follow along if you want, if that feels good to you. So just rolling down, going kind of halfway into this curved position, and then coming right back up. And go ahead and move your legs out in front of you. And we're just gonna roll our feet out a little bit. Like I said, taking this nice and slowly to warm ourselves up. And pointing and flexing my feet. Just whatever you want to do. Wiggling your toes. Rolling the ankles. And now I'm gonna repeat that movement I did earlier. So rolling down from my head, down my spine, curving over, and then curving all the way back up, rolling through each vertebrae in my spine. And then up at the top, I'm actually releasing my head a little bit to this nice proud position. So that's another thing, is finding moments where you just feel proud of yourself and recognizing that you've already accomplished so much. That helps build your confidence too. Let's reach over and touch our toes with flexed feet. Like I said at the beginning, I wanted you to think about how you're proud of yourself for choosing to stretch today. Try and find more little moments like that throughout your day. Maybe just be proud of yourself for making your bed, or even getting out of your bed. Sometimes that's even a challenge. But I think when we can kind of congratulate ourselves for those things, it helps build your confidence throughout the day. I'm pointing my feet now and relaxing all the way over my legs. Just hanging out and stretching out the hamstrings a little bit. And speaking of that, another way that you build confidence is by doing things. I know it can be really hard, but instead of procrastinating and complaining, feeling sorry for yourself, self-sabotaging, you do things. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but go ahead and come on up, grab onto one foot with the opposite hand and just pull it straight up. You can stay there, or you can reach your other arm out to the side to get a bit of a back stretch as well. Keeping both legs nice and straight, keeping both hips on the floor as well. So like I said, yes, take action. That helps improve your confidence, because when you take action and you make yourself vulnerable, you build up your courage and your confidence. It's like a muscle. Go ahead and switch sides, so grab onto your other foot. It's like confidence is like a muscle. You have to keep working it regularly, or like we're doing here, we're stretching. You have to stretch regularly to become more flexible. You have to put yourself in difficult situations more often to become more brave, to become more confident, and eventually it becomes kind of second nature. All right, let go of that foot. Roll out your ankles for a second, and then we're gonna head straight into a pigeon pose. So I have one foot in front of me, it's bent, my other leg is straight behind me, and you want to think about that back leg being right behind you. You don't want it to be out to the side, so just go ahead and double check that it's straight behind you. And that front leg, I'm trying to get it parallel to the wall, or if you're on a yoga mat, parallel to your mat. And you can drop down to your elbows if you'd like, but do whatever feels best for you and your body. This is for you. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Try and sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. Breathing and grounding yourself while you stretch is very important to relax your muscles and allow you to get deeper into the stretch. So do not hold your breath. I'm going to come right back up now. Slowly switch over to the other side. Same thing. So with confidence, if one thing you struggle with is worrying about judgment from other people, just remember that people are going to talk about you no matter what you do. So you may as well just do what brings you joy and makes you feel most alive. Also, other people's opinions are not facts. It's their opinion. So just because they think something of you doesn't mean it's the truth. And also, it really doesn't matter what their opinions are. It's theirs. Everyone is going to have their opinion. Okay. Let's come back up. I'm going to swing around and head into a lunge. I'm going to go on my right side first. So I want you to feel really nice and strong in this lunge position. We're starting to build up our confidence. We're getting a little bit higher. We're getting into like more difficult stretches. I want you to really like plant that foot into the floor. Straighten that back leg. Place both hands on that front knee. This is going to take a little bit of strength in your quad and core. And feel really proud in this position. If you want to take it to the next level, you can also bring your arms straight up toward the sky, making sure that your front leg is in a nice 90-degree angle and that your knee isn't going past your toes. And you can relax now, dropping back down, and I'm going to drop my back knee and put my hands back up on my front knee. And here, if you're not feeling anything, try squeezing your glute muscles, squeezing your booty, and squeezing your core. And make sure that that back leg is right straight behind you. You should feel it in your hip. Now sit back, so you're straightening the front leg. I'm going to keep a flat back here and just walk myself closer to the front leg. Even here, feeling nice and proud, pushing those hands into the floor, getting that front leg nice and straight. If you want to flex that foot, you can. Make sure you're still breathing. Okay, now you can sit all the way back onto that back leg. Same thing here. Nice deep breaths. So I was talking about other people's judgment, and I also want to talk about sometimes we lack confidence because we are always wanting approval from other people. Let's go back into our lunge. And it's important you recognize that a life obsessed with acceptance and approval is a wasted life. Go ahead and switch to your other foot. I went through a plank, but you can just switch your feet however you'd like so you're in your other lunge. But as I was saying, other people's approval is not any of your business. I think we get really caught up in wanting to be liked by others, wanting other people to think we're cool, or not think that we're weird, or dumb, or crazy. Lift your arms up to the sky. But the only person's opinion that really matters about your actions is yours. I'm going to drop my back knee. This is the same sequence we did on the other leg, so I'm not going to completely talk through it again.
You know they're out there, don't you?
But once again, feel nice and proud and confident that you're in this position. These are difficult stretches. Not everyone can do this stuff, so be proud of yourself for trying this today. I also want to mention that it's important that you take things slowly if you're not a very confident person. Slowly but surely try and break out of your shell. Do these little things every day. Do small things that scare you. Even if that just means, like standing at the front of class in a class that you're not as confident in usually. Go ahead and sit all the way back onto that leg. What else can you do? I don't know. Why don't you take this time to think of something that you can do tomorrow or even today that will test your confidence a little bit. Keep thinking about that as you head back into a lunge. And go straight back into a plank. From here, I'm going to walk my hands and my feet sort of a little closer into a downward dog. Stretching out the backs of those legs a little bit. And then walk your hands and feet together so that you're just in a forward fold. Hang out here for a moment and then roll straight up through every vertebrae in your spine until you're standing all the way up. I'm going to turn and face you guys, and we're going to start doing some reaches side to side. So arms nice and long, reaching left and right, and then choose a side and stretch over, thinking nice and long. And you're going to flip to a flat back on that same side, holding it just for a second, and then we're going to fold all the way over our leg. Now that we've stood up, your heart rate has probably increased a little bit. You might not be breathing as deeply as you were before, so check in with your breathing. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Pull yourself a little bit closer if you can. And remember, with flexibility, it's about going slow and being consistent, so don't push yourself too hard. If you want to bend your back leg or your opposite leg, you can do that. Try and pull yourself a little bit closer and then straighten. And then I'm going to do that again. I'm going to bend my opposite leg into a plie and then straighten. Going back up to my flat back, turning to the side, coming all the way back up. We're going to reverse the other direction. So, did you think about something to test your confidence? I hope you did, and I hope that you do it. If you thought about something and you're going to do it, leave it in the comments below, even if it's something small and silly. You never know, it might inspire someone else to do the same. So I'm going to flat back, and now I'm going all the way down over that leg. Just hang out there. Let your muscles just relax. Hang nice and heavy over that leg. If you want to bend your back leg, you can do that. The choice is yours. And straighten. And again, bend that back leg. And straighten. Just a few more breaths here. Okay, let's go back to flat back. Reach over to the side. Come all the way back up. And then reach forward, keeping those legs nice and wide. Trying to pull yourself down as close as you can to the floor. If you're not at the floor, then grab onto your legs. If you are at the floor, place your palms down. And take a plie. Bend both legs. And straighten and try and reach your hands back a little bit further. We're going to do that again. So plie and straighten. Reach as far back as you can, or pull yourself as close as you can. And go ahead and come down to a seated position. We're going to move into a jazz split now. I want to do my right side first. So front leg's nice and straight, foot is pointed, back leg is in an attitude. Make sure both hips are facing forward. And from here, if you'd like to roll forward, you can do that. And I want to talk about one more thing that's kind of helpful for confidence is sometimes you have to trick your own mind into feeling confident. Go ahead and reach back now, so stretch your hips out. What I mean by that is sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. So just act confident. Think of the person that you know who seems the most confident. Just act how you think they would act. And it will amaze you how easy it actually is and how it's not scary actually. Let's switch sides. I never in a million years would have thought that I would be like making YouTube videos, posting so much on social media, having a podcast, all of these things. But I kind of started just faking it, to be honest, like acting like someone who already does all those things and doesn't worry about it. Make sure you're in your other jazz split now and you're reaching forward if you can. So sometimes you just have to act as if you already are the most confident version of yourself. Reach back and stretch those hips out. Okay, from here, let's come on up, and I'm going to go straight into my split now. If you're not all the way down in your split, just hold yourself up with your hands, but try and get your placement correct with really straight legs, hips squared off. You can reach forward if you'd like. We're getting close to the end of this stretch, and I'm really proud of you guys for sticking around. Let's switch to our other split now. And reach forward. Being confident is one of those things that can open so many doors for you, whether that's in the dance world or in your career or just in general life. Other people are attracted to confidence, and so if there's something that you're trying to attract into your life, maybe try and be a little bit more confident. Let's relax out of our splits, and we are going to do our middle split now. So get ready however you like to get into yours. And in your middle split, make sure that your legs are truly out to the sides of you. They're not behind you, that your hips are stacked right over your legs. And just take some deep breaths here. I know it's not everyone's favorite position, but Everyone always asks for middle split stretches, and to be honest, the best stretch to do to get your middle split is to just do your middle split. So here we are. Let's hold a few more breaths and relax out of that. Why don't we go ahead and shake out our legs and finish how we started? So back in a seated position, regaining our grounding here. You can close your eyes if you want and just take a nice deep inhale, filling up your lungs with air, filling up your belly with air, and exhale slowly, feeling proud of yourself for joining me today, for stretching and moving your body. I'm proud of you. I've said that so many times, but just know you are capable of amazing things, and I hope this was a helpful little stretch routine for you. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give this a thumbs up. Give yourself a little hug if you want to as well. It feels kind of good sometimes. And I'll put some other videos up on the screen that you might want to check out, but also hope that you subscribe if you like this type of video, and I'll have you back for my next one. Bye!